Anyway, Seth and 1202 went on court TV last night with Vinny, and they held no punches. Okay, I even earned a little bit of respect for 1202. He kept his pants on, and they didn't bullshit. They said, listen, they seem suspect. They got inconsistent statements. They never loved this child. Basically, the other side is pieces of shit, right? Now, I tried to get Seth to beat his voice in the very beginning, and he kind of brought in other people. He really didn't want the conflict, but I think Seth wants to smoke now. I think he wants to smoke, right? This is the first step. This is the first step now that he's getting back to business, okay? Now he's getting back to business, a little late, but better than never. He really needs to get back on focusing on bringing the public out to help him search for his missing child. Listen, summer's almost over. A lot of those trees and them bushes and everything are dying down in Tennessee. It makes searching a lot easier because the trees are not overgrown, the bushes aren't overgrown, and this is probably going on the best time to search. The weather's not too bad. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's almost perfect to be out there and in this jungle of woods, in these fields and these barns and these outbuildings all around that house, because I believe that child is within 10 miles of that house, 10, 15 miles tops. Okay. Seth still believes his son is alive. And basically he's kind of saying that, that the judge, has a lost child. And I said that in the show. I was like, this judge should have stepped down. It wasn't fair. They violated that crazy ass lady. Listen, I know everybody hates her. She's crazy as shit. But it don't matter. Don't let hate ever blind you in this world because you don't like somebody. What is right, and what is wrong is wrong. What she did is morally wrong. Criminally wrong, not so much, right? But you could do things in a better way, a more professional way. But that's not against the law. And I truly believe, just like Seth said, that her rights have been violated. But thank Jesus, her damn rights were violated, okay? Because that got Seth speaking up. And I've said from the beginning, Seth is the voice of little Sebastian Rogers. That's his father. That's the one that should be speaking up for him. When a kid goes missing, it don't need to be some weirdo PR person. Even though 1202 did his job last night, right? 1202 did his job. It don't need to be that. It needs to be Seth in the forefront or his mother, right? One of those two people. It shouldn't be stepdad out here. Listen, we don't want to hear shit from the stepdad. Allegedly, you wasn't there. So how much could you really know but what Katie has told you? We want to hear from Katie, and Seth wants Katie to come clean. Okay, he wants that now, and I am glad to see it. Okay, I am glad to see it. I've been waiting. I was losing faith, losing hope, and finally this man comes out and says the things he needs to say. Now, we are going to watch a little bit of court TV, go over this interview that Seth gave, and this is a real important one. This is a big step, I think, for Seth. And, I think when he was in court, he got his keep it gangster braids in, right? He had his braids in, and I thought they were keep it gangster. No, them were warpath braids. He was ready for war. He was sharpening his axes, right? Ready to go up in there, braiding his shit up like a Viking, ready to go. And then Betty got slapped around. Right? They smacked her into the dust, and that made Seth step the hell up. Amen, little baby Jesus. Thank you. I don't know what happened, but thank you for letting this man speak out, speaking the truth, speaking from the heart, speaking what he finally thinks, okay? And this is what we were trying to get to in the very beginning. I know what you're thinking. Dolly, you gave yourself a hard-ass time, right? But I told y'all, when you do something wrong, I'm going to say you did something wrong. When you do something right, I'm going to say you did something right. And last night, he made me proud. It reminded me of the Seth in the beginning that was out there no matter what, out there searching for his son. It was almost like having a flashback of like, now I know why I supported you in the beginning, dude. That is what you should have been doing this whole time. Fight for your child, right? Don't sit on the sidelines and let other people fight. You get in the fight. You get out there, you throw them hands, and you let the people know. You drop all the dirt on these people. Drop it all. Don't spare don't spare them. Don't spare them now. Keep it going. Keep that momentum alive. Get people back behind you. Get people knowing you out there speaking the truth, speaking your mind, fighting for your child. That's why so many people backed you in the beginning. Okay, that's why Dolly was in your corner in the beginning. Then you kind of slipped up. You kind of slipped up. But listen, I'm just glad that the little boy finally had a voice. Okay, because nobody wants to hear Betty. Nobody wants to hear 1202. We want to hear from Seth. That's who we want to hear from, or we want to hear from Katie. right? And we know we ain't hearing nothing from Katie. So Katie said, Sebastian don't need a voice, all right? And finally, it took a lot, but Seth has stepped back up to the plate. And I'm going to pull this video up. We're going to watch it. We're going to take some calls on it. Now, I know some people out there still, I don't know if I can really trust Seth. I don't know if I can really get behind Seth. He did tell us to F off a lot of times, right? But hey, sometimes you got to tell people F off, okay? Sometimes you got to say it. I ain't mad about the effing off, right? You can tell me to F off. I've been told a lot worse things. What I was upset was that there was no voice for this child. The people that were supposed to be saying things and making a stink about it was Seth. And of course, if Katie didn't have nothing to do with it, Katie. But we didn't see that. We still don't see that. They had every chance in the world to get on the news and spread the word through Tennessee about Sebastian being missing, and they chose not to get on camera. Katie chose not to speak. It's funny that these people can't show up to vigils, but they can show up to court, right? They can try to silence people on the internet, but what they ain't going to be able to do is silence Seth, okay? They may be able to silence Betty. They may be able to get Dolly to shut up. They done shut down a lot of other YouTubers where they don't want to talk about it. But Seth needs to lead the charge like fucking Braveheart, right? Paint half your face blue and let's go to war. That's what I say, okay? That's what I say in all this. But let me share this video. Let me blow it up. Let me make sure it's all the way up so you guys can hear it, right? And they didn't cut no punches, right? Now, if Tony 1202 would have came out like this in the beginning, maybe I wouldn't have gave him such a hard time. But he came out, we don't want to say nothing. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We, right? And I wasn't trying to hear that shit. I wanted the dirt. I wanted them button heads. I wanted every skeleton out the closet, right? Every skeleton. Let's pull every bone out the closet. Let's find out firsthand what kind of people these people are. Seth knows so much on Katie and hasn't said it. Seth, now is your time. Now, it's been so long. This lady has not done nothing for your child. If she has, she's done it behind the scenes. Now, let me say this before we get too far. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, mixed with some theories. Add a little bit of comedy in there, just a little sprinkle. So don't take nothing here as fact. I'm an idiot, okay? I told you people. The callers tonight, their opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on Dolly. Don't get me sued, people. I'm broke. And if you sue me, you're doing it for practice. All right. Also, everyone is innocent to proving guilty in a court of law, even these people that we are talking about tonight, and the biggest one of them all, and I think you guys already know this, don't try to be damn Dolly at home. I'm ugly enough. I don't need a twin, okay? I don't need no damn twins on these YouTube streets, all right? One Dolly is enough, okay? One Dolly is enough. Now, let's share this video. Let's get this party started. Because listen, I looked at it like Seth went hardcore last night. He must have put on some hate breed and said, let's do it, right?
And the Rogers family spokesperson, Tony Mathis, as well. Thank you both for coming here. What's your reaction, Seth and Tony, to what happened today or yesterday in court with Bullhorn Betty? And what are your thoughts about Bullhorn Betty and what she's been doing?
Well, Vinny, first off, thank you for having us tonight. Let me be crystal clear about something. That entire family lied under.
Damn! TikTok done stole Chris's favorite word, CP. Let me be crystal clear, okay? Now, who else used to say crystal clear? Look, you done got your catchphrase stole by 1202.
Their oaths to get those protective orders. This family has spent more time trying to silence people than they've spent looking for Sebastian. We know for a fact that there's no proof that Sebastian walked out of that home.
Amen to that. Listen, there's no signs of foul play, but there is no signs of a runaway child either. If he would have ran away, them cameras in the neighborhood would have caught him. That child, I believe, and this is my opinion, left in a vehicle that night, okay? That night. Amen. Amen, brothers.
And it makes you wonder what else they're lying about, Vinny. It also makes you wonder what would happen if Sebastian would have been able to file a protective order against his stepfather.
Seth, your reaction to what happened and what is happening in all of this?
My professional opinion, I would say something along the lines of Chris and Katie did something to my son.
There
They're
you
using
go.
Sumner County to cover it up.
Bam! He said they're using the county to cover it up. Now, there's been rumors from the very jump that these people know people in that county. Let me tell you, their house is $700K, starting $700K upwards. That's probably almost $1 million home. All right. And they both got really good jobs. You know, the grandparents pretty wealthy. They flying private jets and shit. Are any of y'all flying private jets? I don't think so, right? But they are. So you know they got a little bit of bread with a little bit of cheese whiz on it, right? They got a little bit of bread with a little bit of cheese whiz, and they may know people. And you seen how the judge act, and why did they call the sheriff's department instead of calling 911? Because they wanted to reach out to a homie, right? And I believe Seth is right, okay? I believe he's right. I think they're using this. These people don't want to arrest their friends. They didn't look into it as thoroughly as they should have, and they've been bullshitting. Get them, Seth. Get them. I'm about to braid my hair, okay? I'm about to braid my damn hair.
And to hide themselves from the actual law.
And let me ask you, Seth, and we have no independent information. We know that police are saying there's no suspect. No one's been named as a suspect in any of this. But this seems to be, at least from my perspective, Seth, is it a change in the way you are seeing what has transpired through all this? Are you seeing things differently than you did before?
It's the evidence. I still believe my son is alive. I still believe he's somewhere. But the fact is that he was at their house last. There is no evidence that he ever left the house. And they, as Tony has stated, they have spent more money and time trying to get people to not speak about Sebastian than speaking about Sebastian.
Now, that goes a little bit both ways. Now, I don't know what Seth has done, right, as far as cease and desist letters. I thought that was some other YouTubers that were sending those out. We ain't going to get into that because we don't want to give any attention to negative stuff, right? No attention to the negative. Angelina, thank you for gifting that membership. Also, thank you to Paula for the super sticker, okay? So, here's the thing. Let's don't silence anybody. Let's open this baby up, right? Let's get the answers. Let's start slinging mud until we find the young man known as Sebastian Rogers. He's been missing too long. It's time to go to war, okay? Everybody get the braids. Everybody get the braids. Braid your shit up right now. We ready to go to war, all right? Front lines, ready for battle. Let's find this kid. Now, listen, all it takes is Seth to be like, look, I need you guys back in my corner. Let's organize a public search. Let's get hundreds of people out there. The hell with the 40 vetted people. Let's get everybody involved, Seth. It's time to bring in the army, right? It's time to get answers. You should have been doing this from the very jump. From the very jump. You kind of tried to take it easy, but you should have known better. Us in true crime, we knew. We knew you couldn't be nice like that. There's some people you can't be nice to in this world. She never planned on coming out and talking. You know, even CP said, oh, we just going to give her a little time. When the time is right, she'll be ready to talk. It's been almost a year, okay? And she ain't said shit. Name a mother that Joe Dirt's their child. Packed up, left the state. Grandparents packed up, left the state. If the boy would have came home, there would have been nobody there. It's time to stop being, you gotta scream it to the top of your lungs. You gotta scream it from the rooftop, Seth. Right? Take charge. You are the voice of Sebastian Rogers. I told you this from the beginning, that you was the voice. Stop letting other people talk for your son. You are his voice. You were the one out there when nobody else was. When nobody gave a damn, you did. Okay? And that's why everybody backed you. That's the reason. This is what people want from you, Seth. They want you speaking from the heart. They want you speaking the truth. They don't want you kissing Chris Proudfoot's ass. The dude ain't that scary. He has an El Chupacabra on his head, okay? Sucking the blood out his brain. I'm just saying, allegedly.
Sumner County hasn't come out since April with anything. And Katie won't come out and speak, won't ask for help to find Sebastian. I really have to say that she never loved her son. And
bam. I have to say she never loved her son. Now, you know right now, Step Bear and Mama Bear, they are kicking shit in the house, right? This is what they didn't want them to do. Now, you know, this is on national TV. They are mud slinging. They just hit their ass in the face with a mud pie. They call them liars, say they disrespected Nancy. You never disrespect Aunt Nancy. She is the OG in true crime, right? They go into everything, right? I was gaining so much respect back for Seth last night. I was like, you got to be shit. I almost felt bad for some of the jokes I told on him. I was like, this is a real dad right here. This is what you should have been doing. This is what you should have been doing the whole damn time. And you know what? There may be different results right now, Seth, if you would have fought like this from the beginning, right? Take the gloves off. There ain't no clean fighting. There ain't no rules in a fight, okay? There's no rules. Biting, eye gouging, kicking in the balls, all that shit's allowed in war, okay? All that. Bricks to the face, We don't care. Elbow smash off the top rope like Dusty Rhodes, Macho Man. Ooh, yeah. All of it. All of it's allowed. You can bite people in the face. You know what I'm saying? You can go for the juggler. And this is what we want. We want answers, and we want you fighting for your son.
And on top of that, I have the DCS reports that I've written, that I have literally took me an attorney to get them. Sebastian deserves a restraining order from those two psychopaths.
Tony,
He called the people psychopaths, okay? Psychopaths. Now, are they psychopaths? Are they psychopaths? The way they're acting, you can't say it hasn't been bizarre, right? Just like Susie Q says, all we want to know is, where's the baby? All right, we just want to know, where's the baby at? That's it. Simple question. Where's this baby at? Right? You got to make noise. You got to scream it from the rooftops. Everybody wants answers. Not that we want answers. We demand answers. Everybody has to put the heat on this lady that won't talk, won't get out there. Listen, if somebody did kidnap this child, any other mother, any other father in the world would have got out there pleading for the safe return of their child. We don't hear this. We don't see this. All we see is them showing up to court to try to silence people. That's it. Try to use the justice system to weaponize it against a lady that's 4 foot tall and couldn't hurt a damn chihuahua. Okay. Now she has strangled a couple people in her day, but I don't think they got to worry about getting strangled. She usually only strangles her husbands. Okay. So if you ain't married to that lady, you don't got to worry about getting strangled. But this man was worried about her going to his work. You won't dare. She didn't go into your work. She didn't contact the people at your work. She went out there and shot a video about, was you there at the times you say you were, or you a damn liar? And that scared you enough to act like you've been victimized. The lady said she was going to bring a machete to search the woods because of the weeds. And you're going to get up there and act like this lady was going to chop you up with a machete like she's Jason Voorhees. Get the hell out of here, dude. Get the hell out of here. Let your wife talk, okay? Let your wife do the talking. Nobody wants to hear shit from him anyway, right? Seth should have told him to shut the hell up. Nobody cares what your mullet having ass, greasy headed ass has to say, right? We only care what Seth and Katie have to say. They are the parents of this little child. Paula,